I'm only giving you the most important things I would start if I was a beginner. You're gonna wanna watch the entire video so that you can avoid a lot of nonsense. Number one, I would have one app only on my phone. I know how hard that is, okay? That app would be language transfer. Let me tell you why I wouldn't download a whole bunch of apps if I was just starting off as a beginner. The idea of completing them all is overwhelming. If you just have one Spanish app on your phone at a time, then you could actually complete the program. So with an app like Language Transfer, you get to focus on understanding the language. Instead of an apple is una manzana. That was a little shade to someone, I won't mention who. I know it's tempting and I know it's a lot of information out there, but really focus on completing one thing before jumping on the bandwagon of all these different apps that is promising to make you fluent. And then with all this information on YouTube, it's so hard to not go download this app and download that app. But if I was a beginner, I promise you I would start with one app. That app would be Language Transfer. Well, let me be honest. I probably would have Spanish dictionary as well. Not to use it in the way to learn Spanish, but to always have it as like my personal translator. Número dos, one educational book at a time. I know it runs back into it's so much information out there. You want to learn it all. You're so excited every time someone gives you advice. But I would use one educational book at a time for my grammar, to learn the basics of Spanish. I recommend using this book, okay? And not actually purchasing another book and another book and another book, or until you complete whatever book that you're deciding to make that primary grammar book. Don't watch another video and then say, that's the book or this the book. No, be consistent. There's always going to be some advice out there or some new idea. What you already have is enough. There is no perfect book. Even this one had flaws. There is no perfect app. Even Language Transfer had flaws. However, these are resources that I wish that I had known about from the beginning that I feel is very helpful, and that you don't need to go searching for the perfect anything. You need to be consistent and you need to get started. Número tres. Start reading. Just like when you were 4 years old and you were in pre-K and you had to start reading. Do you guys remember those ridiculous stories? They went something like, the cat was a hat that sat on the mat that then became a rat. It was like, what? I remember even being like 4 years old, like, what does this mean? But I was learning syllables. I was learning, basic structures of words. I was learning how to pronounce my vowels with the A sound. And so you need to do the same thing in Spanish. You need to read. You need to go back to the basics like elementary school, and you need to read. Of course, I have something for you to get started with. Fluent with Stories are amazing. The website is free, and they also have books that you can purchase on Amazon. They have like ebooks. I think they're only like $3 a book. So they have like A1, A2, B1, B2. So yes, you can purchase them off of Amazon, or you can go on the website and read for free and listen to the audio of real native speakers. It's absolutely amazing. My advice may sound very repetitive, but as a beginner, I want you to get this early on. You don't need to read every short story. You don't need to read a novel. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't read a novel. I tried to read a novel in Spanish, my first book. Absolute disaster. If you want to go to like the Spanish dictionary, every other word, try to read a novel as your first book. No, I do not recommend that. Start with short stories. I will put the link to this particular website. I'm not getting anything for recommending this. I'm just saving you some time. Número cuatro. Follow the 50-50 rule, okay? I made this rule up. It may already exist somewhere, but after 5 years of learning Spanish, I felt like this was a very good rule to follow, okay? And the 50-50 rule is listen 50% and speak 50%. So for listening, I would definitely recommend Dreaming Spanish, especially as a beginner. They have the most amazing content for beginners. I would listen for 1 hour and I would speak for 1 hour. That's what I mean, straight down the middle. Because why am I suggesting this? To communicate, you need two parts. There's no getting around that. You need to be able to understand what the person is saying to you, and you need to be able to respond back. So you can't just listen and not be able to respond, and you can't just start speaking Spanish and don't know what the heck they're saying when they talk to you. So 50-50. So for speaking, if I was a beginner, I would join a program like mine. Actually, I would join my program, okay? I have a speaking Spanish community with native speakers, and we have super beginner, we have beginner and intermediate. We have classes 5 days a week, availability for everyone. It's such a beautiful community to grow and learn Spanish so that you don't do this journey alone and you don't have to figure out where you're going to get your speaking practice. So if you need a community to get started with, the link is in the description. If you want more details about any of these suggestions, check this video out right here. Or, maybe this one right here. Nope, that one. That one is the one. Check that one out. Nos vemos pronto. Ciao.